Hey guys, Zerkaa here and welcome to the first episode of my FIFA 14 Millwall Career Mode series. I did this last year on FIFA 13, did like 80 episodes, and due to that loads of you guys had been demanding that I did it again on this year's FIFA, and I was happy to do that actually. I was kind of debating whether to do it at first because I wanted to go into more of an Ultimate Team direction this year. But I decided, what harm can it do? I might as well do it until I get bored of Career Mode myself, because I know there's a lot of new additions, feature-wise, to Career Mode this year. And I also kind of was somewhat excited to play with the new Millwall side, because basically, in the summer, Millwall got a new manager. Our initial manager, Kenny Jackett, resigned, and we got a new manager called Steve Lomas, who was an ex-West Ham player, and he joined us, and he's throughout the summer, he signed about 8 players, I think it was. So I think it's like 7 or 8 players he signed. So now, on paper, Millwall have a decent squad, a decent championship squad in comparison to last year, where our squad was somewhat weak and somewhat lacking, had no depth to it. And like my objective that I was set by the board last year was just to avoid relegation. Well, what we did last year is we avoided relegation for the first one, and we strengthened our squad for the second season. Managed to get promoted in the third, I believe. And we then got to the BPL, and then we was doing alright, and then we suddenly got Romeo Vidal, which was a player which was a regenerated player, and he was amazing. And towards the end of the series, I'm pretty sure we was like sitting top or second in the Premiership. Never finished off, never ended up winning the BPL. Hopefully this year I can stick to it more. One thing I need to decide as well is the format that I'm going to be doing it in. And obviously in the background right now, you're just seeing me like going through the squad and through the initial menus that you will go through. And I'll cover that in a second. But yeah, I kind of need to decide this year what format I'm going to do it in, because I did a YouTube FC Career Mode. I did like 4 episodes of it last year. And I did that live. Like I do packed out live. I commentate it live and I cut it up. And it makes it a lot easier for me to edit, and it also kind of, some people prefer a live reaction and some people prefer the post kind of commentary that I'm doing right now. So I need you guys to kind of give me some feedback on what you think I should do for the Millwall Career Mode series. Should I commentate it live and cut it up into highlights of all the things I'm talking about? Because obviously if I get a contract offer, you'll see exactly what, it's kind of like you kind of feel the emotion, exactly what I'm doing at the time, and like you get a better understanding of maybe what I'm doing opposed to me explaining it after. Some people prefer that, some people don't. So leave a comment on what you prefer, if you'd like me to do the commentary after like I'm doing right now, or whether you would like me to do it live like I did in the YouTube FC Career Mode series and like I do in the Packed Out series that I do. So yeah, that's the first thing I want to ask you today. Obviously in addition to that, you can also leave some comments on some players that you know that could be good, because obviously I know there's a lot of players, there's always these players every year that have a ton of potential, and you can find them on foothead.com. I have to have a little browse, see if I can find any that I like. So right now I'm just showing you the squad, seeing the values of all the players that I've got, seeing about anyone who's like kind of like deadwood that I could sell on for a decent amount of money. But all in all, my side is pretty strong. You'll see it when we actually bring it up and show you before we go into a game. Now, the objective that the board set me for the league was to get a higher league table finish, and I think I'm going to go with the same objective that I did last year. And that was to initially have the first season where you strengthen the squad, you bolster it, you work on gelling together and learning how to play Career Mode in the first place. And the second season you try and get promoted, and then from there on we'll go from strength to strength, in hopefully, obviously, if we can find some players that will grow and stuff. So you didn't know, Career Mode has a whole new scouting system. It's called this Global Transfer Network. Bit confusing to get your head around, and I'm still kind of working it out, kind of the gist of things. What I did, I've got 3 pretty poor scouts, and as you see there's a 1-star experience and 1-star judgment. So I just sent them out pretty much to their respective countries. I think I did that anyway. No, I think I sent one to Scotland and he's from Northern Ireland. I think I sent one to Ireland who was from Ireland. And I sent one to England who was from England. And in addition to that, you can then set instructions for your scouts. So you send them to 3 separate countries. I can now send, I can set up to 6 instructions of players that I want. So right now I kind of highlighted right back to be a position that I need to strengthen, and you see that I added like 5 more other things in the end. I went to get like a striker who's first team quality player. You can like choose, there's all these different attributes you can choose for players, so you can just choose any, and you go and find out, you go and find out any right back they can find that looks good. You can find one that you can do like set stuff that is like they're good free kick taker, they're a good or they're promising in the first place, they're strong, they're tall. You can pick all these different things and you can tick them. There's tons of tick boxes. Makes it a lot better for you to find the exact kind of player you want. Kind of gives you more of control over what kind of players you're going to get from your scouts. So yeah, that's an awesome feature. So I'm hoping that throughout the year, or throughout the next couple of weeks when I do this Career Mode series, we have to get a hang of it and try and get some good players. So initially I just went out and I just thought of some players in my head. Thought of Thomas Ince as a player that I would hopefully see if I can get on loan or something, just because I know he is a youngster with a lot of potential. Obviously he plays in the Championship already and he's a proven goal scorer in Championship right now. Obviously, there's a ton of players that I listed, but at the time, for some reason, Thomas Ince sprung to mind, and that's why I inquired about him. Then in addition to that, I went and searched for some other youngsters, and I know that Jack Butland is a player that has a lot of potential. And obviously, I don't think I really had the money to... I've got 2.5 million transfer budget, but I don't think that's enough money for me to actually go out and buy Jack Butland. So I decided that I would just get him on loan, or try and get him on loan for a whole season, just to give me that extra goalkeeper, because I know I have David Ford and Stephen Bywater. But I think Butland eventually would be better than both of them. I think he might even be better than both of them already. But regardless, it gives me that extra goalkeeper that could be better if one of them gets injured. So Blackpool got back to me with a 7 million valuation of the player. And I'm just not going to pay that, of course. And I didn't even have the money to fund his wages for a loan. So that one fell through. And you see there, Jack Butland, Stoke accepted my loan offer and said that they'd happy to send him out for me for the whole season. So that is something that's confirmed there. So that's my first kind of signing of the season, so to speak. And we're going to jump into our first friendly that we've got so far, and that is against a French team called Stade Rennais. See that I'm playing the 4-3-3 formation. That's the kind of formation that I've started with. It's the default formation for Millwall, and that's the whole reason in the first place why I've been using the 4-3-3 this season. Is because I just played against someone. I think I played against JJ or KSI. Using Millwall, the 4-3-3 and it felt really strong, and that's why I've used it. I use it in Ultimate Team as well. So it's a great start to the game. You're going to see here that I run down the left hand side with Scott McDonald. Nice little step over and then turn past the player, run past him, put the ball in. Steve Morrison gets his head up and scores in the first 3 minutes, pretty much 2 minutes. It's just rounding up into 3 minutes. So like the perfect start to a career mode series. What else could you ask for? A goal in the first 3 minutes. You could have seen the Gangnam Style celebration there, but it cut off a bit too early. So there's the first goal, pretty simple, and I'm just going to show you the goals for this game, because obviously the friendlies, usually you would sim them, but I thought I would like just play them just to try and get a kind of a hang of my team. And in the first half, it's got another header, Scott Malone, the left back, crossing in the ball there to Steve Morrison again. So Steve Morrison gets a brace so far in this game, 40th minute. And then in the second half, nothing happened, and that game finished 2-0. It's a pretty good result against Stade Rennais, because they're not that bad of a side. And my defence felt my defence felt solid, my midfield felt solid, and I felt all round the team just felt really solid. So I'm feeling quite optimistic about this series. But as I said, feedback-wise, please say if you want it live or if you'd like it like I'm doing right now. Some players that I could sign, or any other ideas or anything you could have to further improve this series for this year, then please feel free to leave a comment saying so. But other than that, if you want to check out some other FIFA 14 videos, then click on the annotations that are linked on the screen. And you can also go check out my other 2 channels that I have. I both have a COD channel and a random games channel. Click on those and take you over to them. But other than that, I shall see you guys next time. Goodbye.